Okay, this is the 6-month after use review of the Steiner DBAL A3 IR illuminator for the civilian market, and compared this with the mall in the last video at 90 days. Told you that if you go down through the civilian market, which means you're not looking at a pack or something like that from the DoD that you're not allowed to own, you want to avoid the black market, you're going to come down to these two animals. You might come down to the D2 instead of the A3. The D2 is a bit clunkier, although it is more powerful and puts it more on par with the mall. It's still more money, so you're looking at $1,400 versus $2,800. Or an ATPAL or ATPIAL EoTech for about $700 to $800. In my view, the Steiner wipes the EoTech off the map, so it's really a waste of money. Save your money and get this. It's got the illuminator, it's got the lasers, both IR and Vis. Naturally, you can use the pointer or the illuminator in various settings. In the settings, let's see if I can zoom in here. Takes a Rosetta Stone figured out, but long story short, you got low vis and high vis down here. Then you've got low IR with a flood, high IR, high IR or low IR with high flood, and then dual high, so high IR, high flood. Long story short, you want to light up the night, you turn it all the way to the right. You want just the laser, turn it to the beginning or the third setting. It takes a little while to get used to. And my biggest gripe about this is the user interface. If you only have one, it's easier to learn. If you only have one, it'll become intuitive to you. And of course, they've got elevation and windage settings for both the IR laser and the illuminator. Not useful unless you're looking at longer shots. When you get down to these two, if the majority of your shooting and your illuminating is going to be under 200 yards and really 50 to 75 yards, I'd pick this. If you're wanting to see farther than 50 to 75 yards, I've seen out to 800 in some videos. I think it's a little bit doubtful. That's with both the laser and encouraging laser splash if you're going to go there. But 200, the illuminator alone on this works really well and beats this, but it's double the price. Also, flow through. If you're shooting through a floodlight and you need to light up a dark alley on the other side of that floodlight, this works better, which I call flow through. But if you're under 7,500 yards or 75 yards or less, this is your go-to animal. I really like this. Controls in this are much more intuitive, but if you're not going back and forth, this is what you want to get. So if you're on the fence, don't be bashful. And this thing is indestructible. It's got a much lower profile than the Steiner D2, a little less cost, beats the EoTech to death. I would not hesitate in getting this, and I keep this on my day transition to night gun that I keep in my truck. I keep this one on my dedicated night vision rig. So I've got this, the IR, and the thermal all on one gun. And I've got this with an LPV-0 for regular daytime shooting on my other gun. That's how I run them. But anyway, 6-month use report, which I like reviews after the fact. This thing's rock solid. I would get behind this, and if it broke, I would buy another one in a heartbeat. No questions asked.